Hey everyone, my name is Jimmy Saroka, and I'm the most positive man in the world. Maybe the most neutral. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Today, I have a water bottle, and I'm going to play it like a trumpet. Alright, you guys voted on when you wanted me to come live, and you wanted me to come right now. Well, it takes me a long time to come. So here I am, just a little bit late, but on time as usual because people wait for me, which is really nice to come. So, as you're coming into the broadcast, make sure you pull out of that dislike and push right into the like button. On top of that, a sub would be appreciated because we're officially at 2.5K. That happened a couple hundred ago. Didn't notice, but thank you for that. And also, we did make $5 in Super Chat today, which is kind of a big deal for me. For that. What else? I don't know. Screw it. Oh, sharing. I don't, like, if you never see me again, you can screw off, and I'm cool with that. But if you share the broadcast, it'd be a big deal to me. Because I don't really need subs. We're at 100% retention rate on my channel. Share would be appreciated. Summer Cooper, welcome on. How are you? I like that people think I'm a nobody. It's fun. It's like part of the fun. But hope all is well. Valhalla, welcome on. How are you? Welcome to the party. I'm not a nobody, but I'm not a somebody. I'm a Jimmy Saroka. I'm good. I'm good. Caitlin, can I share what just happened?
Sure.
In vague detail? I'm a nobody. That's right. I'm working on that. I got a little bit of a belly at this point. All right, I was storing for winter, and then I guess I forgot to lose it when spring came around. Is spring coming right now? Spring's coming right now. Welcome on, Michael Conger. Hi there. Welcome on. Sub like a sandwich. Sounds good to me. Bought subscribers. I'm about it. If you want to buy me subscribers, I don't know about it. I can't know about it, but if it happens, it happens. I mean, I don't call that, a good idea. YouTube probably doesn't like it either. If you do it, I would recommend using one of those sketchy Middle Eastern people that everyone keeps telling me about. I'm not really into it, but everybody has their thing. I'm not here to judge. Finally. So, what do you do when 85 to 90% of your audience are really vindictive moms who can never let go of a grudge? Fudge! Like, I am screwed until coronavirus gets all of them. I am totally my life will go nowhere. Ugh. Stay safe, kids. If you're watching this right now and your mom's watching and she doesn't like me, I pity your upbringing. Follow me on TikTok, I'll save your life. I change how I want to talk depending on the day of the week, time of the day. I'm not bipolar. I'm a loose cannon. If you guys take offense sometimes, here's the thing. I'm so serious sometimes, and other times I'm not. I'm just like a regular guy, but I think because I just got so much oomph inside of me, that sometimes I just go off. And it can be fun, but nobody wants they're like, well, we can't shift gears that fast. Well, I do. And it's my show. I want to have fun. And everyone's just like, oh, did he just say that? Doesn't anybody want to have fun? Ugh. It's either we have to be hypersensitive or everything's a joke. Like, can we find a middle? Like, can we just play around sometimes and be serious sometimes? Everyone's like, well, we want to know what your content is. What is your persona? What's your personality? I'm a human being, and I don't live in this little closed loop system. So who I am, the way I act, it changes a lot. And it's not because I have an illness. It's because I'm very loose about me. I'm loosey-goosey. I'm good. And so I like to play around sometimes. I'm very serious sometimes. Sometimes I get defensive, like normal people. But because I'm so exuberant as a person, sometimes it comes off a little much. That's why I'm perfect for media, in my opinion. You know? I'm not nearly as insecure as I thought I was. I'm just a really good actor. I had people my whole life convincing me I was insecure. I'm like, not. I'm really not. And even in high school, I was not insecure. I was very much, like, stressed by all the... Here I find out when I get older that they were all attracted to me. Little did I know that the cheerleaders had a crush on me. Funny how that works. Girls at church camp had a crush on me. I didn't find that out until I met Kate, and I see the way that she behaves around me. They were attracted to me. It was that I was so tiny, and I also wasn't like the leader in the status quo, right? Because oftentimes, by nature, the woman will look for the man who is leading the status quo, right? They want to mate with the leader, and and that's I don't care. And funny enough, it is nowadays the people that do not care that are leading the way. And when I say don't care, I mean like they just say whatever about people's opinions and kind of just go as they please. Or I do my best to care about people's opinions if it affects like worldview or if it's about critiquing me. How can I do better? So yeah, I'm realizing I've been a stud even since I was little. I was a stud. Like when I was selling produce at the produce stand, all the old ladies loved me. Okay, I sold them cantaloupes all day. Apples, you say it. Go ahead. They're gone. All I need is that cute little old lady in her Buick. She'll show up, and it's sold in under an hour. I got the whole table gone in about a half an hour, and I'm proud of that. You know. And it's not just about the sale; it's the relationship because they were adorable, adorable elderly women, and I was an adorable kid. It was a good exchange, right? I had a whole bunch of grandmas that want to give me nickels and dimes, and it made the business money. So why not? And for a time here, I had men who I didn't know were into me. Well, I guess we found out they were into me. Everybody tried to tell me. Here's pretty much what happened. I embodied like a feminine attitude, mostly very feminine. So I attracted, I think, for the most part, men of that stature, and men who would be interested in me. I didn't mean to do that. As my masculinity grew, I started to attract more women. Then, when I met Kate, it was just a of women, of motherly aged women. A piece that I didn't piece together until right now was that it was probably large in due part to her mom, like advocating that Kate was like not okay. And I've got a whole bunch of angry moms who just want to talk about Kate, and she's not even going to be in content anymore. So I guess I'm going to apologize because I'm finally realizing, after thinking about my analytics, you ladies were not around before Kate. You weren't. Not for the most part, no. Didn't register till right now. Didn't register because life has been that much of a whirlwind. Things have been that much of a whirlwind for these past few months. This past year, 2 years. So, what's next? Like I said, apologizing again to my ladies out there who aren't my ladies. They're Kate's ladies. Kate is gone from content. If you want to leave me, I understand. If you want to stick around, I'm semi-single. No, well, I wish we're chilling. I got a little space right now. Kate's got a little space right now. Fat man, a little coat. Fat man, a little coat. If you don't know the reference, it's Tommy Boy. It's the 90s. Rest in peace. Was it David Spade was Joe Dirt? That was another good one. I showed Kate the poop meteor scene from Joe Dirt. If you don't know that, if you don't know Joe Dirt, you're not a redneck. Just saying. But Joe Dirt was another funny movie, and I showed Kate that movie. We just found out today that Caitlin does not enjoy most of the stuff that we've quote unquote enjoyed together, content or media wise. Is that good? Is that okay? There's a lot that you did though. I don't believe you. I don't know what she's being honest with me about when she's not. I don't know. I know her intentions. Absolutely good intentions. I believe that. Just like mine. We both did very poorly. So, we'll get to know each other again with space. What happened today was Caitlin had a lot of time to herself, and she thought about a lot of stuff, and then she opened the door. I said, look, I'm here if you want to talk to me. I'll be completely silent. None of this is about me. You can just tell me what's going on with you. And, just pretend we're broken up. Like, I'm not, I'm just a random guy. And I threw my shirt over my head. I went like this. Not even kidding. I went like that. And I said, don't even look at my facial expressions. Just tell me what you got going on. And she did. And it was very, very healthy for the both of us. I did not give her feedback. I did fight back for a second when she was trying to bait me into, hey, this is what I did, and also what you did. I was like, look, I'm here to listen to you. Tell me about you. It worked out. It was good. So that was really good. It's progress. What else? Yes, so I have an overwhelmingly middle-aged female audience, and I'm sorry that I've been crapping on you because I finally realized that you've been gaslit. All of the men were gaslit against me, ironically, by a middle-aged man, and then it was a middle-aged woman that gaslit all of the females against me. And now we have an overwhelmingly female audience, and I think that has a lot more to do with my femininity than it does have to do with Kate. I'm not trying to be full of myself. This is me taking a shot in the dark. That maybe there are a lot of women who are watching and want to see me man up, quote unquote. Possibility. And especially being Gen Xers, that could be it. You wanted me to man up when you were with me. That was your thing. Oh, I know. That's just you taking a shot at me right now with a smile. Kate, I'm not stupid. I'm very smart. Do me a favor. Give me some space. Thank you. Kate, yeah. I'm telling you the same. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you before. Just like I caught up with Josh, I'm catching up with you. Better start making better decisions because I'm not sticking through this. Because I'm starting to see right through it. Here's the thing. Kate and Josh are fighting over me. I'm choosing neither of them at this point. Because I'm not for sale. Simply put. I'm letting you guys know the story you've been told about me is completely twisted and backwards. Literally backwards. It's a vendetta against me, not against Kate. Okay? Just letting you know. Their vendetta is against me, not against Kate. It's kind of against Kate. A lot more trying to focus on me so that they can make excuses for Kate. On my end, I wish I knew. I only know her side because it makes a lot more sense to me than my side does. Like my family. I don't know barely anything about the psychos that I'm born to. I don't know. So I'm just going to set that down for a minute. I really just have to let the past be in the past. It's going to consume me, guys. And here's what it is. Maybe Kate's family won't consume me. Maybe my surrogate family won't consume me. Maybe my foster family won't consume me. But let me tell you, I finally have to admit to myself, if I do not move on right now, my biological family will consume me. And I believe it's their goal. And that's not paranoia. So I'm really, really going to try to focus on the present if I want to have a future. It's the scariest crap. Scariest I've experienced in my whole life. Scariest. I've never seen anything like it. It's like stuff you see in a horror movie. Okay. You good, bro?
Yeah.
The point I'm making, Caitlin is right here. She's still working through her stuff. A minimal piece of it is due to me. Minimal. The lowest amount. In order for her and I to heal from what we've done to one another, we must do it together. People want to say, well, no, separation is how you come together. Think about that. Can we please have a conversation about that for a second? Now, right, does it seem like I'm bipolar? I bet it does. I bet it does to some people. It seems like I'm bipolar because what did I do? Or like ADD or ADHD, whatever the heck, that I'm jumping from one thing to the next. I was so silly in the beginning and now I'm serious. No, it's a shift in the tides, right? What is the most convenient thing to talk about right now that people are going to be interested, that can help our relationship, help my life, and also provide content? I'm thinking about all these things at once, guys. That is the level I'm on. I'm trying to think of everything at once. And so that's where I'm at right now is what was I just saying? Yeah, let's have a conversation about separation. And maybe someone could explain this to me. Oh, I have a whole bunch of comments. Guys, I swear to you, comments were not showing up on my screen. I did not see anything. What's for lunch? Milk and ramen. Soon. I don't need chapstick. What are you talking about? Chapstick's like the last thing. Kate, my kisses are smooth. You have no idea. Ask this girl. I'm smooth as butter. Salted butter. All right. Uncultured. Oh, especially uncultured. Oh my gosh. What was I going to say? We say in society that to come together we must separate. If you're having issues with someone, create separation, and that will help you come together. I don't know. Yeah, someone goes, you're more like curdled milk. I can laugh at that. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I've learned to just laugh at as much as I could. I think there's a time for being apart. Absolutely. We all need our time alone. Definitely. But the idea that separating is how you come together, I mean, it doesn't exist. I'm not speaking on should people get divorces. I'm not going that far. I'm just having a conversation about separation. Can't do sexy times if separated. That's right. Can't do sexy times if separated. That's funny. Thanks for voting on the polls, guys, so I knew when you wanted me around. I can see that it worked. Is there a reason you guys don't apply or get jobs? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. I have explained it a million times. It's not your fault if you weren't here for it. I feel like I need a website with like a memo on my life. I need a website that says, this is why I don't go get a job. This is why, and I can just refer to us and be like, go to jimsaroka.org for your answers. If you want to know more on the Jim Saroka movement, if you want to know more about his life, go to jimsaroka.org. I might just do that. Let me see. I have definitely heard of emotional blackmail. I don't think Caitlin did. If she had, she might not have done it to me. She goes, agreed. Number 10 questions asked. That's right, top 10 questions asked. Let's do it. Let's actually do it. Guys, shoot your questions at me. Questions you have about my life. We will screenshot them. I will screenshot them, and see, I'm even trapped in that word we. I will screenshot them, and then I will put them on the website. And then next time someone asks, I'll be like, jimstrogan.org. Trying to give advice. Valhalla, it's all good. It's all good. Thoughts on people scoping your broadcast for content? Yes, please. I am on board. You are not stealing money from me, and you are not stealing attention from me. It is money and attention I would not otherwise have either way. So I'm 100% on board. I do have a standard YouTube license just in case something comes about that does need to be taken down. But for the most part, go for it. Free traffic, if nothing else. My fans and the haters have both said that. It's free traffic. I'm not going to play victim anymore. I'm not going to be bullied. I know that I can handle it. I knew that I could handle it years ago. Story time again. All right, story time again. Think of it this way. When I was 18, I put on a whole lot of weight, of muscle. I really took my life seriously and moved forward with my life. And when I took a big fall from that, it was just very boom. Like I was going to my 20th year of life, and I pretty much gave up on masculinity, I think. Like after I came home, it was just like mommy, 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 mommy. And so I'm a man again. I'm a man again. Cha-cha, I don't know what foul hole you came out of, but I recommend going back to it. I don't like your attitude. All right, it's very poisonous. It's not welcome in my life. I wish there was a way for me to close the door on people like that. I really do. Pissing them off, it's not that bad of a thing, because guess what? They'll keep talking. They're free content. All right, that's what we want. We want another broadcast. We want another broadcast, so I will sit here and say nothing to you because you don't deserve it. Not all of you, but some kids want to ruin it. Some little babies, infants want to ruin it for everyone. So guess what? Another broadcast where I just sit here and talk about myself, where everyone else says that I'm on purpose, that I'm a narcissist. No. Can't talk about anything. Can't get into a conversation. Cannot do anything except talk about myself. Because the second I try to have a conversation about regular stuff, bleh, oh my God, you crazy people. Okay, then own my broadcast. That's fine. I'll still get paid. Like, I'm not going to sweat it. I am not going to ruin my life over you people. It's not going to happen. If anybody wants to have an adult conversation, I'm sitting right here. I'm sitting right here. Whatever you guys want to talk about, as long as it's an adult conversation, I'm open to it. You obviously don't know what an adult conversation is, so I'll just sit here and I'll make a fool of myself. And I'll get paid for it. That's fine. I finally say that I don't care enough about other people's feelings to let them destroy my life. That's not ridiculous. That's not narcissism. It is called self-respect. What does next week look like, say John? Hi, John. What does next week look like? Pretty similar to this one. Ooh, that sounded cool. And see, I want to be distracted because I don't want to be here. Guys, I'm gonna respect myself. I'm gonna say I don't like you right now. I'm shutting down the broadcast. It's not worth it. I'll make my money later. I'm not gonna succumb to this BS. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna watch some television. I'm gonna eat some free food. And when I'm feeling better, I'll be back. And when you're ready to respect my time, and you guys are ready to make sure that these people don't get in my head, because I can't control it, obviously. There's only so much I can handle as a human being. And I'm not going to subject myself to this just to end my own life. All right? Some people are literally that insane, and they just haven't been found out yet, and the pills haven't been forced down their throat. That's not my fault, and it's not my responsibility to sit here and deal with their crap. But But you know what? I'm going to, because I'm getting paid. I'm just going to stand up. I'm going to take a breath in my free hotel room. You heard that right. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to take a breath in my free hotel room that I have for a whole month. I'm going to give a kiss to, and maybe even make a little love to, the beautiful woman who is cooking all the food, who is cleaning the house, and servicing me at my beck and call, because she loves me, and I've given up everything for her. And we still don't know if we're sticking together. And I get it all. Why? Because I'm humble, not because I'm a jerk. I'll talk to you in about a minute. Suck it. I love you. I give this woman all the time she needs to figure herself out because I love her, and it's the right thing to do. And there is nobody out there critiquing me right now that would do the same thing. Guaranteed. Not after what I've been through. I'm a good man. You're never going to convince me otherwise ever again. Nope. Absolutely wrong. I am right about me. Welcome to the Jim Saroka Show. If you don't like it, subscribe, share it with all your enemies, because I welcome them to the show. It gets me paid. I prefer to make some friends, but until then, I'll accept whatever comes my way. Oh, did you hear that? That was nice. Very good kiss. I love it. All right. Do you want something to eat? They can wait. Do you want something to eat?
No, I just had a thing of Cocoa Puffs.
Did you? How was that?
Good.
I want to stress eat, which is why I'm not eating. Thank God that coffee didn't work out, huh? What's that?
Do you want coffee?
We do have coffee. We should show people. Okay. Hey, guys and girls. All right. So I know I'm being a jerk to some of you. If me being a jerk doesn't apply to you, don't take it personally. Because seriously, if you're like, what the hell is this guy's problem? I got a million problems, and it's probably not you. But so a lot of people gaslit me to the point where I believed that I had bipolar disorder, to the point where I showed symptoms, to the point where I went to the doctor and got diagnosed. I do not have bipolar disorder. I don't. Any symptoms thereof come from some pretty heavy manipulation. Anyway, we have some coffee. One of the things I used to be hyped up on caffeine and sugar. And it was very easy to possibly believe that I had a mental illness, that I was very manic, and then when I came down from that caffeine, that I was depressed. Mix that with constant social embarrassment, mix that with getting constant texts of death threats and people, saying that they're looking inside your car in the middle of the night. Eventually it gets to you, guys. It's common sense. Eventually, with an unhealthy enough environment, an unhealthy enough diet, all that together, boom. It'll do it. Healthier choices. Healthier choices. Well, healthy enough, right? We all gotta live a little. Coffee sounds good to me, my love. Definitely not the decaf. Gonna have some fun tonight. And I won't regret it. Because I'm getting paid. And I forgot that I'm getting paid. I forgot about that. I really did let everyone out. Literally, people told me I wasn't making money when I was making money. I was making money. I was making money. And I believed other people that said I wasn't making money. I was so stupid. Not anymore. All right. All right, most positive man in the world, most neutral. Hey, you call me whatever you want. I'll be that guy that day of the week. let me pretend to be your steak oil salesman. I'm not actually, but you know what? You won't call me anything else, so I might as well have some fun with the act. All right, John, my mental health is worth it. The part you don't see is if I jump off social media, I'll be worse. We're gonna now have a conversation. Thank you, John. Everyone say thank you to John. We're gonna have a conversation about, and this is, I'm not trying to hurt you, John. I'm saying actually thank you. I'm just really like cranky. So don't take that as an attack. That was like an actual thank you. I'm just like, you know what I mean? I'm like pissed off. So, but not at you at all. Okay, conversation about ADD, ADHD. I got some simple answers for you guys. ADD, why the hell are you making kids do things they don't want to do? If they have a passion, let them do their passion. Whether it's video games, whether it's what have you. Let them live their passion. My thoughts, you must do this, beep boop, beep bop bop boop, beep boop boop boop. Oh, you can't accomplish things in an extremely stressful environment that you must do it this way all the time while being pumped full of hormones and sugar and the food that isn't even healthy for you. You can't operate well like that. Oh my God, you have a higher intelligence, and you can't operate on these crap. Wait, those two don't go together, do they? ADD, let them do what they're best at, or they will suck at it. That doesn't mean someone has an illness. It is usually, not always, right? Some people have an illness, I can't speak for that. My experience, my case, I was being forced to do things that I was smart enough to know would not affect my future. Point blank, period. I was forced to do things and learn about things that were absolutely destructive to my mental environment. There were subjects, I will say, like algebra, like different maths that go beyond the average, different ways that we learn history. It's social programming to help engineer the way that we think about things. It's not just what we're learning, but it's also about the way we're being taught, is teaching us how to think in a certain way, which there's nothing wrong with, but we're not made aware of that piece of it. And so if we were made aware of that piece of it, then maybe kids would be more inclined, like, hey, this is what we're learning, this is why we're learning it, this is why we're learning it this way, here's how it will help you in your future. Hey, no, instead, you're going to do all this stuff that makes no sense to you. Then you're going to go to college and learn about a whole bunch of crap you don't care about, so that you can get a degree to go get a job that you're probably going to hate. Hey, there's no guarantee you're going to hate it. Spend the money, there's no guarantee. I am not against traditional education. I am for traditional education. I am also for transparency. No one forced me. So no one forced me to go through high school. Coercion is just as good as forcing. Wouldn't we agree? That's what you say about me. Coercion is just as good as forcing. How is a 13 or 14-year-old child in the 21st century America going to make a choice for themselves whether or not they want to be in high school? Why should that even be a conversation? It shouldn't. They should just be in high school. But they should also understand how it all works. But most of us don't even know how it all works. And then we just say, well, we know better. So that's ADD from my standpoint.
Let me know if that coffee is coffee enough.
Thank you. And then ADHD. Let's get on ADHD. Attention hyperactive disorder. It is called a human being who has a very high energy output, as well as more than likely a high IQ and a very large ability to accomplish things in life and society. When you put them in a traditional regular environment with a bunch of slow learning people or average speed learning people, it will not work out, and then it will appear that they also have ADD. I don't have ADD or ADHD. I'm a really smart kid that grew up in the middle of nowhere. I was raised in a school of lower to average intelligence, went to a high school of low intelligence. I went to a high school where the teachers were having sex, all right, and everybody's getting fired and there's fights, and I didn't receive an education. Are you kidding me?
My Spanish teacher got fired for sleeping with a kid. Like, and I failed her class twice, and then I learned more Russian from Rosetta Stone than I did in school. I'm not illegitimizing your education. Maybe you had a good education. I'm letting you know I went to school. I didn't receive an education. I'm helping you understand my background so you recognize I'm not simply judging the whole system anymore. My standpoint has changed. I think transparency is the answer. It's not necessarily a bad thing that schools work the way that they do. It could be very productive to kids. But oftentimes we'll take a kid that we don't understand and say that they're special education as opposed to gifted. That's a problem because we end up going to schools where they don't have the ability to evaluate the difference. If I had gone to Central like Caitlin, more than likely I would have been in gifted. And Kate goes, probably. I would have been in gifted. I would not have been, I was not in special ed. And the reason I wasn't in special ed was because I was smart enough in my elementary school to keep my mouth shut. Because I knew that they would have thought I had problems, like real problems, if I had spoken up. I'll give you an example. My ninth grade math teacher, she hated my guts because I could figure out the problem without having to do the physical math. She was mad that I wouldn't write it out. I got bad grades because of it. I would get all the answers right. And then the other kids in my class, the kids that would sit next to me, would bother me because they knew I would answer them. They knew I was like so lonely that I would talk to anybody. And so what they would do is they would wait, and they thought they were smart. No, there's smart and then there's clever. I was socially inadept, and so I got taken advantage of by my fellow classmates a lot. And so I had a kid in, his name was Alberto. Still remember him, little bitch. Excuse my language. This makes me so mad. Makes me so mad. Would make sure to talk to me just as the teacher was like, I'd always end up the one in trouble, you know? And to this day, that's still the story. I don't need you to cry for me, all right? Just because your high school experience was crap too, and you're trying to hurt me to run away from it, doesn't validate your position. I'm sharing my feelings, and it's really crappy to be sitting there making fun of me. My feelings matter. And you're not speaking well on yourself to make fun of me right now. You want to know about me moving forward? Well, too bad. I'm not ready. I'll do what I want to do in my life when I'm ready. Good and ready. It's my life and it's my choices. And a bunch of psychotic mothers, all right, who think they're better, like you're a good parent? Look at how you're crapping on me right now. You're a good parent. It blows my mind that America has literally lost parenthood. And then when their kids become encapsulated by teenage breasts, and then your kids grow up to be something like you thought I was, you're wrong. Well, guess what? Aren't you the fool? Because you're so busy hating on me, your kids get wrapped up in stuff that they shouldn't because you're too busy ragging on me. You miss out on your own kids 10 years from now. And then what do? More than likely, you'll blame it on me, just like now. It's not my fault. I see it coming. You know, I'm the guy that sees it coming. And I feel so bad for all these people that are so miserable and negative. And I might seem miserable and negative, but I'm not. I'm just working through my past. What's the difference? I haven't worked through any of this until now. If I didn't need to make the money on social media right now, I would be simply putting this down and having this conversation with Caitlin. We need to make money. It has to happen. So you guys get to enjoy every piece of my grueling past. And if you don't like it, nobody's forcing you to watch. And you being here and complaining is absolutely insane. And I mean insane. So, just remember, Google sees everything. And they might think you need pills. And one day in the near future, they might have the ability to decide for you. But you're not thinking about that. You're just in denial. So, not my problem. well, you know what? Somebody says, they go, I'm a four-year psychologist med student. That's fantastic. I knew one, and she was actually the biggest pain in my and my largest harasser throughout my teenage years into middle adulthood. They got bored of me. They got tired, of chasing after me, because eventually they realized I wasn't going to succumb to them. And there's a lot of people out there right now that they're going to find that out the hard way too. And after they disappear, the next round will show up, because I didn't want to admit to myself throughout childhood and adulthood that I had haters, that I really just had people that didn't like that I was happy with myself. They had been lied to their whole life and told, well, you have to be a big, strong man, or you have to be this hyper-feminist woman, or no one's going to like you. And, if people don't like you, that you have a problem. Well, guess what I found out? People not liking me is one of my greatest upsides. One of my greatest upsides, because it makes me money. I finally found a use for all the people who have nothing good to say about me. Thank God you guys exist, or I would stay poor for the rest of my life. And thanks to you, I won't. Now, to come back to the positive people, thank God you guys don't provide me with money, and that you're not the reason I make money. I don't want you to be the reason I make money, because that would corrupt our relationship. The relationship I'd like to have with you are positive. I would like to base it around regular stuff. That would be nice, because money has always seemed to be the thing that stands between me and friendship. And I finally found a surrogate for where I get the money. I can just let my haters pay me, and then we can have a conversation. Javier goes, hey Jim, is your phone an Apple? If you run out, you can eat it. Love it. And see, this is how I get on that train, guys, right? And it's not mental illness. It's just, I am just so pissed. I'm a semi-regular guy. And I'm getting more regular every day. I'm getting back to health. And my journey back to health is really going to confuse a lot of people. When people see me getting healthy again, they're going to be like, what on earth is going on? And, I see someone say in an egomaniac, that's going to be the next step of it. That's going to be the next step of it. If there's anybody out there right now that's judging me, you're misunderstanding me. If you're brand new to me, you don't know why I'm being this way. You're not the reason I'm being this way. And my a-hole attitude is not who I am. It's a defense, all right? And it's not due to an insecurity. It's due to trauma that has been caused by people that I am still forced to stand in front of, so long as I want to make this income. But once again, gratitude, have to remind myself that I chose this, that I want this, and I have to recenter myself. And y'all get to see a little more skin. Am I an egomaniac? Am I that good looking? No, I know I'm not. But I have to remind myself that I will be soon. I have to keep focused on the positive, okay? That's what that's all about. So, it's freaking hot. It's the coffee. Will you turn that? No. I guess I never realized how many people were actual bandwagoners. I'm very glad that all things have gone the way that they have. She's brushing her hair. I'm really grateful for this, because if it hadn't happened, I wouldn't have realized just how many people were actually fake. I never would have known how fake people actually are. And now I know. And I won't get fooled again. Not really, like, and I'll tell you, like I said, the trucker helped us with a little bit of food, and then he went a little left field on us in a text, and I blocked him. I was done, and he tried to guilt trip me. And in the past, I totally would have bought that guilt trip. I would have felt so bad. Not anymore. My life, my safety, my time, my energy. I'm grateful for the help. You said you had no expectations. You clearly did. I stood my ground. I was proud of myself. You know, that's it. I stood my ground. And that's the right thing to do. Hi, everyone. Be safe. Thank you, Eddie. You too. Thanks for stopping in. How's that hairbrush coming?
Good.
Can I borrow it?
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah, somebody asked what you're doing. I told them you're brushing your hair.
I heard.
Me, myself, this is how good I've gotten. You have no idea the skills that I've acquired. Okay? Guys, I will never make the mistake of trusting most any of you ever again. I would like to build some form of friendship for those of you out there that are legitimate people that can accept one another. I accept my haters for what they are, but I'm also smart enough not to involve them in my life. That's a healthy decision. Most people would say that's like common sense. I was raised in an environment where it was okay to involve toxic people in my daily life. Never again. To some degree, never again, right? I just have to keep remembering that on the other, like on this end of the screen, they do not exist. They do not exist over here. They don't. They don't. I turn this off, and I'm good. This is real life, and I have to keep reminding myself of that. I lived in this screen for years. I lived in it. And people from this screen were pervading into my real life, in case you don't know. And so, the lines were a bit blurred, right? I got a little unhealthy. People capitalized on that. Never again. If you notice, my location is off. It's off. That's a healthy decision. I made that decision for myself and for Caitlin. To remind myself that I'm okay. And that if people cross that boundary, it's very clear that I did not ask for that. I did not invite it. I didn't put it out there. And anybody that might say, you know, like if something does happen, it's proof that I'm finally just starting to make healthier decisions and be like, oh, well, you know, it's crappy that they did that. As opposed to, well, why are you doing your job? Why is your location on? You're making an unhealthy choice. It's very clear that on some level, I wanted attention that bad. I really just wanted people to notice me and realize what I was going through. When I finally admitted to myself that no one's ever really going to know what I've been through, even if they see it, you're not really ever going to know like what I'm feeling or what I've been through. And so I'm learning to stop crying for help. I'm learning to stop crying for help. And I've been crying for help for a long time, clearly. I've been crying for help since I was an infant. It's gonna be a process to not do that anymore when I've been doing it my whole life. All right? The first 25 years of my formation, I've been nothing but crying. It's gonna take some time. I'm getting there. Very proud of me. No one else has to be. This is what I said to Kate. I'm going to say this to you guys too. It's not narcissism. Listen to this. No one is ever going to know you as well as you know you. When you look yourself in the mirror, you're going to know you. You're going to know what you've been through way more than anyone else. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you. Be proud of yourself. Say, you did a good job. You saying that you did a good job and saying that to yourself is always going to have more of an impact than anyone else saying it to you, because you know yourself more. If you value someone else saying, I'm proud of you, more than you value yourself being proud of yourself, you're seeking someone else's validation about your own life. Simple science. All right, simple psychology. My psychologist in the room there, you know that. You have to be proud of yourself before valuing anyone else's opinion. And I'm learning to value me and what I know about me before what anyone else thinks about me, good or bad. So, I'm continuing to, there's so many comments. Okay, thank you to the 65 of you in here. I don't think you had a very good childhood life. Deborah, I appreciate you noticing that. It was not fantastic. I'm moving on from it though. I did grow up in a family who pretty much calls themselves saints, all right? And they were willing to bury me and capsize me to hide that. But I'm moving on. It's just you guys got to realize those wounds are so fresh. We're literally talking about that all of this came to light. My biological family, my surrogate family, and my foster family, plus my relationship here, plus a whole lot of other crap you guys don't even know about, literally, all came down at once less than a week ago, or about a week ago. And people are saying, hey, get over it. I appreciate you guys, but most of y'all would never get over it, period. Trust me. This is not normal stuff. It's going to take me longer than a week to get over. And you're just going to have to sit and listen to me complain until I do. But I will. Can't live in the past. Most of us had a bad childhood. Staying in the past won't help. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am working on moving into the present, Lady West. Thank you. I'm fighting very, very hard to remain in the present. Working very hard on remaining in the present. Bandwagoning is not the answer. I'm starting to wonder if there's just a lot of people who want to see if I can stomach it and handle it. I mean, that's the best guess I got. Because at this point, to believe that people are actually this narcissistically, like, controlling and aggressive. Is that true? The only other option is delusional, that they believe in me and they want to see me conquer it. I mean, maybe, but it's just hard to believe that the other could be true. So I'm going to seek to be delusional about that for the sake of my own psyche. Believe that people believe in me. Better that people believe in me than not. So, sit here and endure it, as usual. I could offer you free service in my father's office. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, because you're someone from the internet, I don't trust the patient-client, doctor-client privilege or something like that. It's no offense to you. I'm not saying you would offend it or he would offend it. I'm saying that I have had it offended before. I have had that broken. I can't prove it, but I have had legitimate medical records end up on the internet. Don't even know how that happened. So, I don't sue, I don't fight, I'm not interested, because at the end of the day, I know how it's going to go. Nothing's going to happen. That's how it goes. That's my life. That's how it goes in my life, so I don't bother. Once I addressed my parents, I was able to leave the past. If they listened or not, it didn't matter. Just wanted them to know. I think what it is here's where it is. It's in the past. That's where it is. Not one single one of them owned up. Not one. And I have many. And not one owned up. Unless I fought really, really hard for it. And even when they owned up, I don't think they fully understand what they did. I'm done fighting. I'm just hurting people by fighting so much. It's not worth it. And I'm getting through this. I know you guys see it. I know you see it. Maybe it's minute by minute. Maybe it's little things. Maybe it's little things, day by day. But those of you who know how to think on the micro, you definitely see that I'm getting further. Alex says, Stream Cloud was here when you stream Cloud World War II 24/7. Thank you. I don't have time for that right now. And I don't have anything. I have a $100 phone. At present, not capable. In the future, maybe. In the future, probably. When I can afford it. Caitlin, would you mind opening this window? We should be good. We're good?
There's one car that's parked right under here, but there's nobody in it.
Was it it's the one that's been here a while? One second, guys.
I've been here all day.
Oh, no, you're good. If there are no humans in the vehicle, we are good.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No humans. No humans, good sign. Debbie says, I understand. Thank you. Yeah, Debbie, the paranoia I experience is due to past experience. It's not out of nowhere. But it's also caution. It's not full-on paranoia. If you were someone who came up to me in real life totally unrelated circumstance, and you said something like that, you said free service, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go. I need some help. I know I do. I don't need medication, but I need someone unbiased, willing to listen, who has a little bit of experience with the internet, who isn't going to sit there and try to let me know what I'm wrong about. Rather just hear me out, willing to entertain my perspective, and help me work through it. And work where the delusions are and where the reality is. And whatever, even pieces of it that may not be delusion, that aren't necessarily healthy for me to focus on. You know, and for me, I can do that for myself, but what, you know, a legitimate psychiatrist or psychologist might be able to do for me or help me with would be the ability to accelerate that process. You know, a legitimate sounding board that I could work through it more quickly. Tammy Jones says, if you're expecting those who abuse you to take responsibility or even admit fault, you'll be sorely disappointed. They will never admit their part ever. Tammy Jones, I appreciate the camaraderie, if that's what you're trying to do. Meaning, like, I appreciate that you're saying that. I'm saying that I can identify and relate to you. I don't know if you like me even. So I don't, like, some people I'll relate to people and they take it as an insult. They're like, don't you do that. Don't relate to me. But thank you for that. Definitely true. The hardest part for me is seeing all these people who I thought were such good people, and when I finally walked away from my religion, I just like woke up. I was just like, holy crap, have I been brainwashed? I legitimately thought these people were like the greatest people, and I was not willing to say anything. Like I was not, like, I mean, I'd said poor things about them before, and I knew they were true, but it's that religion, you know, and that camaraderie. I just kept running to the past. And once I finally let go, I was able to move on. Marilyn says, well, Jim, you guys stay safe. I have to go. It was good hearing from you guys, knowing that you're well, but these comments are just ridiculous. It's annoying to have to read, so stay safe. Thank you, Marilyn. One option for you guys, if you are uncomfortable with some of the comments, you have the ability to turn comments off. So there's always that. Alex says, I worked in McD for almost 2 years, now started working in FedEx, but due to the pandemic, I think I'll for sure lose my job. Well, I wish you well, my friend. The internet has a lot of solutions, I can tell you that. You know, there's going to be a lot of highly motivated people hitting social media in the next coming months, I can tell you that. I'm already seeing it. So, Arlene, Maryland's been around for a long time, just so you know. It's been around for a long time. Hasn't always been friendly to me, but she's been around for quite a bit. Some people eventually just get sick of it. Sometimes people don't even know, you know, whether or not I'm telling the truth. They don't really care. They're just like sick of people's crap, period. Yes, religion plays a part, especially when there is abuse involved. Just my opinion, nothing more. That is a big piece also of what happened between Kate and I. Was we just had this 2.0 kid version, this 2.4 kid version of the way we were supposed to live, and this, you know, man to woman situation. And then take into the account, you know, Mother Mary mixed with the baby Jesus. It's like, well, the man's a baby, and then you have the mother where, you know, and Joseph was just like on the side playing a part, like where, and then the priest can't have. I'm really confused here, or really I'm the one that's not confused. And I've known this stuff for so long, like it's clear as day. But like I just didn't want to see it. I really didn't want to see it because like I love these people, and I love everybody. I really do. But I can't lie to myself anymore. I can't do that anymore. Yeah, am I taking a little camaraderie? Am I taking a little bit from it? You can see the look on my face how good it feels to fight back. It feels good. It feels good to hit back for having been, you know, duped my whole life. That's not the answer. I need to come down from my high horse and not attack the church, because that's not the answer. Attacking someone else doesn't make me better than them. But I'm really, really upset, and I could cry for weeks over it. I could cry the rest of my life over it. Seeing how things are and knowing that. Just knowing it. Because it's like so big. So big. How could I possibly know? I don't know. I don't know. It's just some of it is just obvious. Am I on Twitter? Says Alex. Yeah, I'm on Twitter. There should be a link on my channel somewhere. Why 4 likes and 30 dislikes? Because people hate me right now. They've hated me my whole career. Mostly because I focused on the people that hate me, when I should have just focused on the people that actually wanted to talk to me. Alex, essentially, because I wouldn't let go of the unhealthy people from my past, I ended up with unhealthy people in my present up until now. So, yeah. Moving on. Finally. Never too late. Life is short, but it's sweet. No need for a second chance. Just, Alex, my recommendation, I would not engage with other people in the comments unless they're saying normal things. Otherwise, they will warp and destroy your brain, and I cannot be held responsible for that. My career right now seems to be putting up with you. Seems to be my job. Is to endure your BS. So, most positive man in the world. Most neutral man in the world. Most negative man in the world. Grrr. What do you want me to be today? What do you want? What am I doing today? Who am I today? You tell me. You know better than I do. Come on. Let me know. The insanity. Moving on. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the show. How about that? Ty Lopez thought he had haters. Trust me when I say you don't know me. And I sure as hell don't know you, because if I did, I wouldn't be here right now. Protecting kids on it. You're not protecting me right now. Why won't you protect me? You don't love me? Not you, Kate. You're good. Protecting kids on the internet. Why protect me? Why are you attacking? I thought you would protect kids on the internet. I'm a kid on the internet. Can I unbutton my shirt more? Arlene, for you, DMs only. DMs only. Snapchat only. Snapchat's personal. If I do it anywhere else, I'll probably get banned. And you better be over 18. Because if you're not, it ain't happening. I'm finally winning. And it doesn't feel good. I really thought winning would feel good. It doesn't feel bad either. It's literally just indifference. It's complete indifference. It is just like the money doesn't matter. People's crap don't matter. Am I from New York? I'm not from New York. I have New York City on my VK profile because I can't put my specific city. I'm from like from New York City. I'm west. I'm in Pennsylvania. My bot chest. What is a bot chest? I don't know what that is. I'm curious, though. They fill me in. Aren't you haters pissed that I'm able to do this on YouTube and I don't even have to do it on Periscope for free? Like, I'm actually getting paid right now. I hope you guys realize that. And I think YouTube did that for me because they probably got sick of the reports that were fake. Realistically, if you guys had just, like, waited until I was actually successful to try and do something to me, it might have actually worked. What happened to the PS4 setup? I plead the fifth. Yeah, if you guys had waited to give me crap, I probably would have remained like a crappy person making excuses for my past and using money to cover up my problems that I didn't want to admit I had, my emotional problems. And then if you would have taken me down at that point, you would have completely blindsided me. And my whole life would have been over. Because I probably would have ended up doing something far worse than reacting inappropriately. Thank God that you pulled your trigger now, because you missed me. And I don't think you realize yet that you missed me. Because you fired that gun years ago. I don't blame you for expecting me not to be able to run faster than a bullet, though. I get that. Dab on the haters. I don't dab. I'll get made fun of for it, and I don't feel like getting made fun of right now. Call me underconfident, but I'm sick of being crapped on. Most people would be after 5 years. But I will sit here and I'll get my due, get a little bit of a paycheck, and move on with my day. When I'm making enough money to do something, I'll go do something. If I don't get the chance, that's okay. They still didn't win. They didn't. It's a short-lived victory for short-lived people. The kind of luck that I have, guys, is like something will happen to me, and people will think it's like, oh, well, haha, we win. What it'll actually be is, like, I'll be protected because of it. And then all the people who try to hurt me, something will happen to them while it's whatever's going on with me, and then I'll go on with my life. So, I'm 28, says Alex. Cool, I'm 25. What kind of games do you like to play on PS4? Alex, I'm a fan of you right now. You're talking about normal stuff. Good dude. No drama whatsoever. Not even engaging in the crap that I'm talking about. You know, I like that. Good, good. Sometimes people want to be disacknowledged. Like, I'm sick of talking about this stuff. Why do I do it? Because it's like I've been socially engineered to do it. I'm trying to get out of my funk, and I'm getting there. It's just taking some time. There's not a whole lot I could do with a $100 phone. I'm lucky that this thing is live. I'm lucky that I'm able to take this live. John says it's not about winning or losing. To you, it's not, John. To you, it's not about winning or losing. To me, it's not about winning or losing. I hope you're not in denial of the fact that it is about winning or losing to some crazy people who treat life like a game because they're more wrapped up in sports than they are in reality. Born in 94. That's what I just said. Shut up, protecting kids on the internet. I'm relating to my worst haters at this point. What kind of human am I? I like me. I really like me. I can laugh at people. Like, I can laugh with people or at people who have been completely harassing me my entire career. Like, I could just sit and laugh about it. Good on me. Good on me. Alyssa goes, yeah, 94 would make him 25. Duh. How the heck did you just put a link? Is that a link? That is not a link. Is that a link to your channel? If it is, that's freaking cool. Or is it just the YouTube symbol? And if so, how'd you do that? I want that. I want that. I want to be able to do that. Cha-Cha gave the YouTube symbol. That's cool. I don't know how you guys do that. That's pretty cool. Are you on PayPal? If you're in need. No, that's okay, Alex. Thank you, though. I have to find my way through this. I have a dude helping us with some food, but other than food, I'm really trying to. Chad gave it. Love it. Thank you. I don't even care where it goes to. It's all good. I just think that's cool. I don't accept money anymore. I had the ability to make my own money, and I let everyone else control me with their money. Said that I was so smart. I said I was so smart, and I knew how to not give into it. And a lot of very controlling people use their money to fool me into keeping them in my life, and guilt tripping me into letting them run my life. And now I'm not doing that anymore. I'm finally taking initiative in my own life. So, but thank you. It's an emoji. I did not know that that was on the emoji keyboard. Cha-Cha, I don't understand those emojis, but that's neat. Good to hear. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, it's hard for people to believe, especially when they hear me complain about my past. They're like, no, you're up to all the same old stuff. I'm really not. It's just going to take some time for you guys to see it, because you have seen pretty much, those consistent patterns from me over the past couple of years. You would have to see, like, the efforts that I'm making. Yes, we have the rest of the month here. We don't have anything after that. You may see me come on asking for one more month. What you don't see, what you do see, I should say, I am leaving my videos up. Yes, there are some videos taken down from, being around my family, and then with Katie, so that Katie can be off screen. I'm leaving it up. You're like, well, you're going to take it down later. Maybe. But what I'll do is make it private until I get paid. Or I might just leave it private. I don't know. Maybe later I'll repurpose it. I can download it when I can afford to pay someone to, make a short clip of it for repurposing. I'll do that. Maybe. I am not doing recorded content. I hate recorded content. I was going into the past. I love it here in the present. I love live stream. I do not like doing recorded content at all. It's not me. I don't even know if, like, media or entertainment is really me. I talked myself out of the media industry. Like, I built confidence, and that confidence convinced me that I really don't want this as much as I thought I did. I just wanted to be able to express myself freely. And I can do that on YouTube and entertain people and be responsible for some of the public if I can learn how to curb my tongue and be better with it. There's a lot I could really do with this, and that excites me. And it really excites me. I just don't know what yet. John says, I don't think people fooled you with money. John, they fooled me with a mixture of money, attention, and guilt. There was a lot of stuff mixed together. John, yes, I'm very smart, but they were very clever. All right? I always thought because someone was dumb that they couldn't fool me. Dumb people can fool you better than smart people. Smart people don't have to fool you, so they're usually not going to try. Now, dumb people, on the other hand, people who genuinely think they're right and you're wrong, and they're willing to use money to prove their point, or leverage money, or leverage a relationship. Like, I never meant to leverage my relationships. It's something I was taught to do, and something I didn't realize I was doing. I no longer do that, and ironically, I'm not doing that, it is when I'm being the most accused of it. It's mind-boggling. Being accused of, well, you were doing that, and you were trying to hurt us. No, I wanted your attention. And you wouldn't give me your attention unless you gave me money or time. Like, I had to receive your attention for me to, how do I say this? If they didn't pay me, nobody would pay attention to me. People didn't pay me any mind unless I let them be my savior. And I kind of victimized myself there. I just wanted people to notice I was there. And it seemed like crying for help was the only way I could ever get that. Behavior. That's the difference. I think that's the hard part for some people to believe, is that my behavior with constant attention seeking, it was not intentional. I did not realize I was doing that. In my mind, in my delusion, I genuinely believed that it was just a career, and it was this and it was that. I was not acknowledging any of the mommy daddy needs that I was putting onto the internet, and kind of like, people felt guilty. They felt bad for me, and so they felt like they had to be there for me. And I think there's some people who feel duped, or they feel like I exploited that, and I didn't. I was just sharing my story. I did not realize how many people felt bad for me because of it. I didn't realize that there were people that they have a big heart, and they couldn't relate to my situation, but when they hear about a situation like mine, their heart goes out. I wasn't trying to take advantage of anybody. I wasn't. I didn't realize how many people felt bad for me until I had a conversation with my brother. And he said, the moment you said that you thought I was trying to break up you and your girlfriend, that's when I no longer felt bad for you. And like my mind, like for a sec, like, I step back for a second, I go, feel bad for me? For what? I'm not even joking here. I could not fathom it. I had no idea that people felt that bad for me. No cognition of it until he said that. And it registered. And like my mind got blown, and all those dots got connected all at once in that moment. And it registered, and I lost my breath, like I'm losing it now. Like, everybody felt bad for me. I didn't even know it. I promise you I didn't. And I never wanted that. I never wanted that. I wanted people to be proud of me. I wanted people to see that I was fighting for my own. Or at least I was trying to. But it kind of flipped. And I think just because of how many odds appeared to be against me, well, they were against me, right? People felt bad for me instead of, people cheered me on. Until I said, like, hey, I got this. Like, I don't need your help. I just, need a little financial support. They wanted to, like, be an immediate part of my journey, just like all the people in my past. And I messed that up so bad, and I didn't mean to hurt anybody. I didn't realize that people were, like, so attached to me as a person in real life in a good way. Not in some narcissistic way. Just as normal people. I was down to earth. I'm much less down to earth than I was back then. And I know that. I am intentionally not down to earth because I'm afraid of putting myself out there for people. I am intentionally, like, it's not a facade, but it's a barrier. It's a boundary that I put between people because in the past, I accidentally hurt them by putting myself out there, and they hurt me, and I don't know if they did it intentionally. And until I figure out whether or not they did, most of them, like, I'm a little guarded, as I bet you are too. Alex says, you'll earn $1 million easy if you go and get a job somewhere in an Eastern country like India and Pakistan, where spoken English is a huge business there. People from the West go there and earn loads of money. India sounds cool. John, I think some people were hopeful for me. I think the people who financially supported me felt bad for me. I don't know that, but that's what I think. I think the few people who did financially help, I think they felt bad for me. I don't actually know. I also don't think they thought that it would be as hard as it was to do. And I also didn't equip myself as well as I could. Like, I could have just left my location off, We all know that. I was afraid to turn it off. There were so many people threatening to kill me. There were so many people just like saying they would end my life, saying, they're parked in the car down the parking ride. They're watching me, and I look down the parking ride. There's someone sitting in there on their phone. Like, I was so paranoid, and at that point in time, I had no knowledge of how any of this worked, and I genuinely believed that people were doing that, and that's not paranoia. It is as a basic, regular human being that hadn't had all that much social interaction on the internet, and who never really dealt with anybody who did that kind of thing, and especially who talked like that. It freaked me out. I'm sorry to say, but people from my past, quote unquote, like, let's talk about the people who were watching over me at that point, who knew my location. They're not making it for a lot of the places I was. They are not coming to me by the time something happens. Okay? There's no excuses. I could have found a better way. We know that it's over now. I'm moving on. And while people are saying I'm not moving on, neither are you. Neither are you. I'm moving on. I'm finally going to say that. I'm going to turn around. I realize that. I'm seeing that right now. Gaslighting me again. Again and again and again. I'm trying to move on. Are you going to move on with me? There's my question to you. I'm moving on. Are you going to move on with me? I'm doing my best to move on. Can we build a little bit of trust? A little bit. I'm going to ask for that. I'm going to request that. I'm not going to demand it. Because people say it will demand respect, demand this, demand that. I'm going to request it to appease the pride of those who don't realize how much they've damaged me. I'm going to request, can we move on? And if we move on, you tell me what we're moving on to, because I'm just sitting here in the corner of the hotel. There's not much to talk about at this very moment. I would like to be live, be at least minimally productive. I know you guys say, well, go research this, go get a job, blah, blah, blah. There's really not much more I could do that's going to be more productive than this right now, because there's a hell of a lot of working through with the people that watch that has to happen. We have to make things better together, all of us. And it's not it's not a we. It's not a we. It is, I'm getting better. As I get better, it is important to me that you are witness to the process, because it will help to convince you. It will help you to see that I am truly changing and that I have changed. The more time I spend with you, the more time I invest, the more that you see the progress I've made, it will help you to see I really have. Whereas if I were to go do something else and then I only come on screen when I have content, you don't really know, And it is that is this time that I give you of mine, and the time that you give me, that is showing me like who really cares, how they care, what it looks like, because there's a lot of damage that needs to be mended. And yes, I could really just move on from you guys, period. And you see me pushing you away. I'm trying to move on from you, some of you. But just giving this constant time and effort is going to tell me who I actually need to move on from, and who misunderstands me, or who I've left behind and I shouldn't have left behind. And yes, the number of people I shouldn't have left behind is going to be much lower than the people that I should have. But I would like to endure that. And I'm going to complain about it. I'm going to keep going back and forth, and it's going to look bipolar. Really, it is me just frickin'. Think of it like going underwater. I can only hold my breath so long before I have to come back up and people hear me yak for a little bit. So, complain. I yak either way. But if you're brand new to the broadcast, my name is Jimmy Saroka, and I appreciate your company. Feel free to share out the broadcast, subscribe. I pretty much just sit here and talk to people right now. I would like to I'm going to start lifting. We're going to start working out. Maybe Kate and I are going to start doing yoga. It's my girlfriend. And probably cooking as well pretty soon. So very exciting. Very exciting. Simple stuff. Our life is at a very simple place right now. But it's been a rough past. But the past is over. We're here now. Kate and I. Am I sure I don't want $100? Alex, I definitely want $100. You're more than welcome to throw it in the super chat. Always appreciated. But I cannot accept financial. I don't want gifts anymore. If it's non-taxable, it's not for me, because I don't want people thinking any longer that I ever had a racket, because I didn't. And there are a lot of people who are gaslit into believing that I did, when really I was just a homeless dude trying to get by. And every time I started to get by, criminals would step in and destroy my life over and over. And now I'm finally getting on my feet. I'm not sharing my location. I got 3 weeks to get my crap together. Maybe longer depending on how things go, but I am focusing on the now. I have to focus on the now, or there's not going to be a then. Can you really survive off of $10 a day? Kels, funny enough, it's actually $5 a day, because that $10 gets cut in half by YouTube, which is appropriate. It's their cut. But $5 a day. I can't survive long-term $5 a day, Kate and I, but it is a short-term solution. We are looking to be to a healthy place of monetization by July, if not June. June is the goal. July is the, if things don't go 90% well, then July. So long as I remain consistent and keep just powering through, leaving the videos live, dealing with the crap that comes my way, and just doing my best. Think about it, and yeah, India is a good option. Indian people are very nice. At least they've been to us. That causes paranoia to set in, I bet, says John. I don't know what are we referring to at this point. John, you are like a salty middle-aged... John, are you gay? I gotta ask that. Holy crap. I gotta ask that. John, I don't know when you became such a vile person, but literally I signed off of my religion and you started being completely evil, like a psychotic human being. It's kind of scary. I've never seen this in my life. Work hard, be a billionaire. Alex, earn money, that's work hard. That's the funny part, Alex. I listened to a lot of millionaires. It's not funny, I had been listening to a lot of millionaires about how to live my life. A lot of the wrong ones too, you might add. And when I finally started looking up advice of billionaires, it started to sink in. Two big nuggets that I had been ignoring. Nugget one, slow down. No kidding. Billionaire. Slow down. Two, I don't remember. What was two? Slow down. I don't remember. Slow down's a good one. It's a good start. It applies to me. Slow down's a good start. Show Kate, says Alex. Kate doesn't want any involvement in social media right now. She's sick of everybody except me. Thank God she's not sick of me. And she's partially sick of me. But thank God she still likes me to some degree. Thank God I still like her to some degree. She'd be out on the street. Yoga? Maybe. We'll see. Holy drama. Are there any adults in the room? I have never met so many entitled, irresponsible, middle-aged people in my life. My God, it's like I have a million of Kate's parents and my own brother, like, in this podcast right now. Are there any adults in the room? If so, please speak up. I'd like to hear from you. Your age does not entitle you to maturity. Alex says me. Yeah, you're chilling. You're more mature than I am right now, quite honestly. That's humility. I want to let you know, Alex, I've been an idiot. This is the best I could do right now, but it's a start. Alex, if you would shoot me a message in Twitter, that would mean a lot to me. If you'd be willing to shoot me a message. I'm really hoping that you don't have any other agendas. If you have a business agenda, that's not a bad thing. This is what I begin to say to people. Tell me what your deal is. Literally. Not like, what's your deal? But like, what's your bargain? What's the other half? What do you want? What are your expectations? Because the biggest reason that I'm here right now, and I do mean the biggest, beyond me complaining, not knowing the expectations that others had when they signed on to be a part of my life and watch my life. Not being clear about their expectations, shrouding their expectations so that they could maintain control of my life. Totally inappropriate. Now watch, Alex, as they swarm you. You want to be famous, bro? It's a good way. Be my friend, and you'll find it. You'll find it. I won't find fame. I'll find false infamy, but they might make you famous. Just don't talk crap on me, because ironically, it's all the people talking crap on me. They're just as infamous as I appear to be. But the people who are nice to me, they're getting some pretty good attention. And I don't blame them for being nice to me just to get it. I don't. That's normal human behavior. And as long as they're transparent with me, I'm actually on board with it. Seriously. That is my issue with people, is that a lack of transparency. If somebody wants to quote-unquote use me, it's not using me if they tell me what they want. And if I'm on, this is the point, guys. People talk about using people. If somebody's on board with your agenda, that's not using them. If there's an agreement, that's not using somebody. It's utilizing them. There's a difference. If it's a pact and people agree on something, that's just utilizing one another's help. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as it's done in an ethical manner and the way that it's done is agreed upon. That's my standpoint. Oh, look, Moonbeam, goes Alex. Well, Alex, I'm letting you know that pretty much how this works is that they gaslight you, and then they make you a part of their little hive, and then you lose your life inside their little bubble of freakishness. They consume your soul, and then blame me for it. Bro, if you don't like me, walk away from all of it. My recommendation. Do not get sucked into their little psychosphere. It is not worth your life. I'm a hard man to be friends with. And it ain't because of me, ironically. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. Just ask Kate. I'm not that hard to get along with when you treat me well. But I don't take people's crap. Also normal human behavior. Ugh. Jenny Berry, if you are, I have a feeling I know who you are. I'm not going to dox you. I'm just going to say I saw this crap coming years ago, and people are just looking for an upside for talking crap on me. You're not going to find the upside. Guys, here's how I'm going to say it. Donald Trump, says Alex. What are you talking about? Donald Trump. Cha-cha, you know what else is crap? Is landlord laws. That's also crap. How's the COVID situation in PA? It's not the best, but we're not the worst. So. Where was I going? I got so much fear right now. First VP shirt. Yep. Saw this coming a million miles away. I apologize if I'm offending you. Just realize that I've been very heavily offended first. I wouldn't recommend the bandwagon approach. I apologize if I'm inappropriately using verbiage and I'm hurting your feelings. So I seek peace, not to offend. Sometimes I offend because I'm hurt. It's not an excuse, but realize I'm a human being and I have to work through it. When people have less abuse, it's easier to be nice. That's like, normal stuff. Like, I've been through so much. It's really hard to be nice. It is. It's not the flip of a switch. If I flip that switch, eventually I will explode. That is what normal people do. If you just bottle it down, eventually you become the next Robin Williams. Like, I have to calm down and process this. It is worth people talking crap on me. Because if I don't, it will never get better. I know you have. Yeah, Jenny, it's been a rough road. I invited whatever came my way so that I could build my career. I just didn't want to admit that the only thing I would get out of it was a career. I wanted a family, I want friends, I wanted it to be everything. I wanted this to be my solution to my whole life. I thought I was being like a positive person. It was lazy. It was lazy to look to this as my answer for everything. And I finally see that. Are you a postgraduate? No, I didn't. No, I didn't go to college. I mean, I tried, but it didn't really work. So. Javier goes, I said the Robin Williams things. He goes, something about you're not being Robin. I didn't read the whole thing. And then he goes, unless you're robbing Williams. Pretty clever. Gotta give it to you. That was pretty clever. Dude, I've been here from day one. I wish nothing but the best. I'm genuine. I promise you that. I'm doing my best to believe that about people, Jenny. I have had people who I never thought were ingenuine. That I'm not paranoid about. I know they're ingenuine. It's very clear to me. They are ingenuine. You are one person that I could believe is genuine. I could think of 2, 3. I could think of 3 people right now, not even including Kate, no offense, who I genuinely believe are genuine. Now, one of them really didn't like, he didn't like me for a time, for a little bit, and it's not Josh. Funny enough, Jenny, other than you, the 2 other people are homosexual men, both of which are in happy relationships. And I'll tell you what, as the religious are fighting for my soul, guys, I prefer being friends with the homosexuals and the people of other identities because they are so much more understanding and accepting. Please look me up on Facebook. I will. It blows my mind. And the reason it blows my mind isn't because I'm not saying this as an insensitive person. I'm saying that I was raised my whole life to believe the exact opposite. And here I step out the church for a minute and my eyes blow wide open. I'm saying, I was raised around the least accepting people I've met my whole life. And it is the people that everyone, boom. You want to talk about brainwash? That everyone that I grew up with, the people that I grew up with, right, is that these people are sinners and they're going to hell. They're the ones that accept me. And now, get this, the people I grew up with want to turn around and say, well, you're a blasphemer and an evil human being just like them, and that's why they're accepting you. No, they're accepting me because they know pain. They know what it's like to be completely rejected, and they have also been taught how to accept other people. Like, that's built into their culture. Well, thank God for people who live beyond the norm of what used to be the norm. I'm glad I'm being ripped out of the past and into the present. Thank you for that. I can't say I'm necessarily on board with anyone else's agendas yet. But what I can say is I'm going to be much more adept to accept, believe in, and agree with people who are accepting of who I am. And like, I don't even have any impressive or unique features. Not really. I'm pretty average. You know, I'm pretty normal. And people are giving me crap over that. Like, yeah, I used to have some problems, but those problems had a lot more to do with my environment. It's interesting how it all works. Daniel, I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need a cold shower, be back, those hot lips. No, you don't. Look at me. I will friend you back, I promise, and you will understand my life and know how genuine I am. Nothing to hide. I hear you. I appreciate that. Jesus, you're still. I am not Jesus. My name is Jimmy. Okay, can I have more coffee? Or do we only have that one decaf? I'll still take the flavor if you throw some milk in it. Okay. Can I have the what time is it right now? 7 o'clock. Can I have the decaf? Thank you. And to those of you that are brand new, my name is Jimmy, and I'd appreciate a share, even if you don't subscribe or like the video. If you don't like me, that's fine. But just sharing it out to your friends or your enemies, either one is welcome, because I'm doing my best to accept everyone right where they are. And I'm going to let, for those of you who may be on what might be called the other side of the fence, or people who identify beyond the quote-unquote American traditional, because obviously all of it's existed for much longer. To some degree, I feel guilty that Caitlin is making me coffee, right? And that guilt comes from the other side of gaslighting. On one side, I was gaslit to disagree with and be against people who fought for female equality, people who fought for any gender beyond what the religion I was raised in would be called natural. And so I felt guilty when I would try to befriend people, or when I'd be like homophobic. On the opposite end now is I've been gaslit to believe that I'm abusive to my own girlfriend because she's getting me coffee, and that's insanity, right? I'm not a chauvinist. I'm not. I will tell you that the relationship we've had up until now has been rather unhealthy, and we've been working on it and getting better. But at the same time, she did control me to a degree that you guys do not understand. Like, if you only knew the power this young girl has and the abilities she has just to utilize her emotions in a way to get what she wants, and you saw it firsthand, you might not even notice it. Because I didn't notice it for the first year and a half. She got away with it pretty heavily until I got everybody out of my head. And even as I look at her now, I just want to be like, please get out of my life. But I love her and she knows it. She loves me. She feels the same way about me, just so you know. She feels the same way about me. She wants me out of her life too. But we made a commitment. And we're trying to figure out whether or not we should keep it. We haven't decided yet. And it's our relationship, So like, we get to decide that. And yes, you only see my side of the story, guys. You only see my side of the story. That is because Caitlin has chosen to step away. It is what she wants. Okay? No matter what, you will not know her side of the story unless she decides to share it. And so either way, you will not get her truth unless she wants to share it. And so you will get my side, which is going to be slighted because I'm me and not her. She would have to share her side. She doesn't desire to do that. She should not be pressured to do so. But understand that if you hear my side and it doesn't sound completely truthful, it's not because I'm lying. It's because it's my side of the story. And I'm not slighting it in a way that is convenient for me. It is just the way that I see it. But also understand that you're not in her head. So don't assume. Assuming what's going on in her head because you think you know her or can relate to her is also really unhealthy. Yes, abuse has happened between both of us in the past, back and forth. Yes, as it stands now, we talk to each other in a way that's a little sharp. It's rather sharp. We don't take it any further than that. But we don't talk sharp to each other all the time. It's come down to maybe 2 to 3 times a day that she'll have an explosion or I'll have a snide word. And I hold my tongue real bad because I'm mad. I'm mad. I am. But I'm not hitting her. I promise. And you don't have to believe my word if you don't want to, and you could judge me for my past behavior, but you don't know me, you don't know what I've been through or how I got there, and you definitely do not understand the power of this young girl, this woman, her power. Women have a lot more power than men believe, and even a lot of women, I don't think, realize their power, and if they do, and they are still having this conversation, that's just gaslighting. And they're trying to abuse me, not Kate. All right? It was never about Kate. Because a lot of these people that are saying crap, especially about the abuse that had happened, let me tell you, they are the same people that looked Kate in the eye and said, you have ugly hair, you have ugly teeth, you need to lose weight, or you need to gain weight, whatever, whatever suited their fancy that day of the week, over the past year. And so Kate says, Jimmy, it's not worth it to me. I said, okay, no problem. I don't want to force you. I don't want to coerce you. When we started, it was never about using her. It was, we saw no other solutions to figure this out. Genuinely, it was the quickest, easiest solution that was also a part of my long-term goals. I asked her if she was cool with it, if she wanted to do it. And she did want to do it. She changed her mind. She didn't renege on a commitment, okay? There's a difference. She didn't break a commitment to you guys. She didn't break a commitment to me. She made a choice to say, for my mental health, since I still have the ability to step away from it, I would like to. Okay, I completely support that decision. It's the most responsible decision you've made since we met, because dating me was probably like the first unhealthy decision she made in a long line of them. She admitted to me that, can I say about the FU piece? Are you sure? Thank you. She admitted to me that one of the biggest reasons she started dating with me was to say FU to her dad. Guys, here's what I'm going to say. When you give everything to God, whoever your God is, when you give everything to God, whoever your God might be, even if you're your own God, whatever, if you put your trust in a higher power, just watch how, as long as your intentions are pure, everything will work out, and it does, as long as you remain confident, steadfast, and honest. Not always transparent. Always remain authentic. Always remain honest. All right, difference here. We got transparency, which means people see everything. All right? Transparency is not always a good idea. I said in order to be honest, I must be transparent. No. Conceal. Yes. Do not conceal lies, funny enough. Expose your own lies. Work through your lies. Conceal truths about you that other people may use against you. All right? Hide certain parts of your personality that other people may utilize to hurt you. It's not about being afraid of other people. It's about realizing that exposing your interior life could have a really detrimental effect on you, both interpersonally, socially, and emotionally. This is my opinion, and it's an opinion. An opinion. It's my opinion. Honesty must exist as much as you can withstand. No matter what embarrassment one goes through, no matter what. Honesty, you would be surprised. You see all these people who seem to be getting ahead with their lies. It would blow your mind just how safe honesty keeps you. It makes you iron. If you're the kind of person that has, at least this is for me, if you're the kind of person that has that 99% ironclad personality, that it might mess you up, people might mess you up, but at the end of the day you have your core, staying true and honest to yourself, about yourself, and with others as much as you can, it's that 1%. It makes all the difference in the long run. And then third is that authenticity, and authenticity cannot be forfeited for anything. Just be careful and realize that the more authentic you are, the harder it will be for people to believe that you are who you say you are. Because authenticity is probably the most rare, like one of the most rare attributes in a human being right now in our social society. And I do mean social society, because there are societies that are antisocial. Is that, keeping that transparency is not always a good thing, but authenticity, anyway, nobody cares. Why am I ranting? All right, moving on. Like I said, Kate and I are working things out, and that's good. Sorry for the rant. I care a lot. I do. But we're working things out. It's really good. Mind-blowing, you might say. Ooh, missed a whole lot. My apologies. Wander Around says, I don't trust anyone who uses styrofoam cups. I don't trust anyone who has a problem with me using any cup that I have available. I would prefer to be, economically responsible, or ecologically. How would you say that? Eco-friendly. I'd prefer to be eco-friendly. Right now, I don't have that financial opportunity. Unless I were to drink it, just pour it right in the water bottle I already have. I mean, we can get as technical as you want. That's another thing I'm extremely grateful for, is the constant criticism and hyper-perfectionist attitude that has been thrown at me by my haters. I'm so grateful for that, because it constantly reproofs me. It keeps me on my toes. You guys have made me aware of so much more deception in this world that I never saw. And if it weren't for the way that you guys think, I would never have taken those nuggets, and I never would have learned how to think that way. I maintain my integrity and my honesty without having to, or how do I say that? I learned about deception without having to lose my integrity, which is like really, really hard to do if you're living around someone who is like that, right? And so I learned a lot from my haters. I was capable. I'm very grateful to have been able to maintain the social distance from the people who have given me crap, but also to learn about their tactics in order to ensure myself that in the future I won't get fooled again like that. I just got $75. I don't see any super chat. Somebody give me super chat. If I did, thank you. If you did, thank you very much. Raju says he's living in a hotel. Yes. Thank you. And sometimes, it really gets to the point where I wonder, do people, like Javier, Raju, do these people actually think that that's how I am? Oh, excuse me. Do people actually think that that's how I am? Because if they do, that officially blows my mind. Mr. Smokadies, ever consider taking classes and becoming a counselor? You seem to be intrigued by the human condition, might be a fulfilling career for you. You can always do the social media thing as a hobby. That's the point, is I am doing my career while the social counseling thing is kind of the hobby. It's a hobby infused into it. It's an integrated life. Living an integrated life is a very important thing that I've only recently learned to really do more well. Still not great at it, but Caitlin is, as you guys can tell, I talk a lot differently than I used to. Caitlin has taught me a lot, probably on accident, but I've learned a lot about how to think and talk and be more articulate, and she's really helped me with that. Natalia, welcome on. How are you? Raju, you definitely did not see any videos of that first one. No, emotional abuse has gone both ways. She was just smart enough to hide hers from camera. Or not smart enough, clever enough. That conversation has been had. You guys have no idea. You don't. Benefits, retirement. Mr. Smokadies, I will say this with respect, non-existent. Guys, society is, like, people seriously don't realize that things are changing and they're not going back. This will end. This pandemic will end, but a lot is going to change. A lot. And I'm really glad that nobody's going to make money on it. Nobody believe me. Arlene, there's definitely not videos of that, because if there were, you guys would not be giving me so much crap. You would also know my side of the story, the side that I don't tell, because pieces of it don't belong on the internet, things that have been done to me. There are things that if I were to plaster them on the internet, it wouldn't make it any easier for said parties to work through those issues. This is a time to think about your future, education, start a business, etc. Thank you, Ralph. I appreciate that. It's exactly what I'm doing right now. Wonder around says people are making all kinds of money because of the pandemic. What the hell are you talking about? Well, hell is exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all find out soon enough. I'll be chilling while everyone else goes nuts. I believe there will be a change. I'm referencing the historical norm. Appreciate that. Look at that! Ownership! Cool dude! I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Yeah, it's, the historical norm would be nice. It's just that historical norm, you know, has been a norm for like 100 or 200 years. It's just, it's so brand new. And it's a model that did not work. It's done. I just don't think people realize that yet. Like, it'll be doubled down on, and it'll be kept around. What's happening in the background of it is going to shift. Oh my god! Someone literally just said to me, this dude is actually worthless. Like, verbatim. What on earth is, like, wrong with humanity right now? Is that a real thing? Did that person actually just say that? Oh my god, I will pray for you. Like, if I was still a Christian, I'd be on my knees for you, girl. And not in the way you wish I was. Holy crap. Okay. Now we see where this human standard has gone to. No wonder it's so hard to get ad rev. They're buying tampons with hormones in them. That's my audience. Verbatim? I'm not sure you understand what that means. Oh, I do. I do. But go ahead, wander around, test me, and then try to prove me wrong, and spin me in circles. I'm moving on with my life. Guys, I have finally realized how much you guys have put a blindfold on me and spun me in circles. Made me dance like your little monkey. And I still do to some degree. I'm getting out of that cycle. And I don't have to get off the internet to do it. That's the piece that everyone else missed. They genuinely thought that me failing would mean me getting off the internet. And when I say failing, I mean giving up on people. You know, I'm giving up on my haters. I don't have to give up on the other half of people. NCA, welcome on. How are you? Goes hi, hi, hi. Mac MC, you know what? Whatever your boyfriend did to you is not my fault. Okay? I'm sorry whatever happened to you. But throwing it at me is not going to make your life any better. I'm sorry for whatever you've been through, but I'm not the culprit. And blanket statementing for all of the people who may have made some mistakes is also not going to fix anything. People with vendettas usually end up hurting themselves. Look at me. What did my vendettas do for me? Destroyed my life. I'm getting over it. I've learned my lesson. I don't need anyone else to teach me a lesson. He goes, what the F is a Nightbot? Nightbot. Nightbot is it's just like a little thing. I don't even know what it fully does yet. I've been using it for a long time. You can use it for, it's like a moderator, and you can also get it to do different things, like say different things, prompt it and whatnot. Cha-Cha, I understand the need for a community. I can relate to that in the form or like in my life in the past. I would definitely recommend finding a healthier community though, because this one probably has you wrapped around their thumb. Find some healthier people to spend your time around. You're clearly malleable emotionally, and spending your time with these people is probably making you a worse person. And I'm saying that because I care about you, and it's very clear how much they have you controlled. Wonder, it's like egg drop. Yes, thank you, Mimi. It's like egg drop. He goes, as an American, I'm against censorship, to be honest. Okay, cool. To each his own, my friend. My not friend. She goes, oh no, I make my own thoughts and opinions. Cha-Cha, I would believe that if it were not for you using the word we, and also saying a lot of things like word for word that other people have said. Okay? I don't see any originality. So to me, it sounds like the teenage emo girl from high school who, you know, obviously I'm not saying anybody that like hurts themselves or not, but like the typical, I listen to punk rock music and dress all in black. It's a culture thing, you know? It's this is how I fit in. And oftentimes people will carry that into their adulthood. I do get that. And I can relate to it to some degree. Wanderer goes, oh my God, we're friends? Mac MC, if you actually see craziness in my eyes, I would probably recommend getting your own eyes fixed. I would go to the doctor. First, I would go to the eye doctor. Next, I would go to your psychiatrist. I'm chilling. Like, straight chilling. If you got problems, then you got problems. But I don't have problems. I came straight here after watching the video. Well, I have a feeling you were somewhere else before that. We could sit here and play investigation all day. You're just getting the attention you're asking for, and I'm more than happy to give it to you because at this point I'm bored. So I got no problem with it. I don't have problems, not anymore. Mac MC, I cut out all the unhealthy people from my mind and from my life. That is why I no longer have problems. I might have some people that want to give me problems, but I personally don't have problems. I'm the one that knows that. She goes, I totally believe that. You know, and it's not that I don't have things to work on. I clearly do. Clearly. I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying, like, getting those people out of your life, I got those people out of my life, so I'm doing a lot better. And the only way I'm going to continue to get a lot better is by, you know, essentially, it's very difficult to say that this is the right thing to do, but like blocking out all of the things people are saying about me. Because I know they're not right about me. I've made my mistakes, and I have to work through them to make sure I never fall back into that. And I don't think people realize just how much that social persuasion, that social perception, the constant negative comments, it helps to trap someone in that cycle. And people who are genuine haters, they do know that. And so they continue to beat me with that stick. And they know what they're doing. They know full well what they're doing. And they don't care. You know, they watch too much Arrow. They watch too much. They watch too many TV shows about, you know, being a superhero, and they think they're stepping into someone's life and helping things. Mac, I'm not abusing my girlfriend. This is the whole point. All right, that video that you saw may have been from recent history, but you have no idea just how many people were genuinely controlling my life. Within the past week, I have faced my foster mother, my biological mother, and my surrogate. I've faced so many of my enemies, quote unquote, and I moved on. And it's not over yet. You know, I still got some debts to pay, quite literally. But I'm going to be okay. And that's the most important part to me. Making sure that I protect myself from everybody else trying to peg me for something I'm not. as far as Kate, she ain't your business. So, she doesn't want anything to do with people like you. You are not an advocate for her. It's very clear. You're an advocate for attention. That's it. So. And Arlene, with all due respect, based on your past comments, you are not the person to have the ability to call a Freudian slip. I love it. I love all of my middle-aged female psychologists in the room. They're so poised and so educated. I'm sorry, but I'm not on board with your BS. I'm moving on from it. And as this broadcast starts to go downhill, I'm going to be mature enough to recognize that I'm at my limit. You know, it's been a good broadcast. I appreciate those of you that have been here with me. I love you, all of you. Thank you to those of you who have been a positive part of the broadcast. Thank you to those of you who sat quietly in the background and in support. And thank you to everybody else who keeps getting me paid. Talk soon.